Welcome, KTFL football fans. We're here tonight to talk about the championship round. We've got the final 2 weeks coming up. We've got a lot of games. There's some good games. There's some really better games, and then there's,
the best games.
The stars, I'm sorry. So the best games. So what we're going to talk about tonight, let's go ahead and talk about the big story. Let's take the top of the key.
Yeah, let's start out with the top story, which is the Cowboys for Life versus Texas Sure Shots at home.
And that's going to be a good game. I guess the big inner story in that is the DeMarco Murray hand job that everybody's talking about. Word on the street that he's going to go ahead and play, even though he's got a stiff one.
I don't think he's going to play this week.
I did. I saw Jerry Jones crying just a little bit ago on Sports Center, the real Sports Center.
He was being
gang raped by the superstars. So what we're going to talk about is go ahead. We want to go into that. What's your predictions? What do you think you can do? What do you think is going to happen? Rick is backed in to this whole Super Bowl game. He's backed in. Beep, beep, beep. He's rode the Cinderella stories about as far as he can
think
run.
Cowboys for Life have stumbled into this Super Bowl right at the end of the season.
That's something we can agree on. We don't agree much, but that's something we can agree upon. Is I think the Cowboys for Life have the worst name in the league. We got a bunch of bad names in the league, but that's definitely of course. And all BS aside, I think that we feel that Al is put together week after week after week, a Super Bowl winning team. There's no
consistently.
He's been consistently, even though he's had a couple of sketchy players. Somehow they seem to, continually come up with the higher scores week after week, and he's had some great matchups, had some easy matchups. But that's part of his deal. But he's pulled it off in the end, right? So I think that we're
he's been doing it all season long with a mediocre quarterback. There would be Matt Ryan with Atlanta. He's consistently put up points all year, but he hasn't been like the prime star quarterback.
But you say that Matt Ryan's been consistent. So you're saying you're being down on he's brought him where he's at right here, right? Something you should talk about in this deal is Adrian Foster's going to be back, and how well is he going to do? He's got him in his lineup. Is Adrian Foster going to do anything this season?
It's questionable. He has fallen down the last few weeks, but he's rested up now, and we're hoping that
Andre Johnson's out. He's not going to be playing, right? Andre Johnson.
No, I believe Andre Johnson will be back. He usually only has to sit out 1 season or 1 week for a concussion.
Right? Well, he hadn't put up much of the season, so is it really worth? He was a superstar, but he's one of the oldest wide receivers in the league, and so he's doing good. So
yes, but Cowboys for Life still have DeMarco Murray in their lineup, and I'm not sure that Murray's going to play.
And if he does play, is he going to be effective?
That is a very good question.
That's going to be a question. We're going to find out as the games go on. So let's go ahead and let's move a little bit down the ladder, and we're going to go and we're going to talk about, speaking of Cinderella stories, right? You talked about Cinderella stories earlier, and I think that something should be said. This is not going to end out the way our books we read as kids. The Cinderella story, Walt Disney would roll over if you knew how this story is. I really think the Ballbusters are going to just dominate. It's just going to be just total blowout. And the Cinderella story is over. It's been a good run for, but I think that the time has been played, the story's been read. They're going to go.
Well, Tim Drush has had
another bad name. Sorry.
Tim Drush has had a successful season at the beginning of the season.
She has.
The whole team fell down in the last couple of games.
38.
They were playing.
I love.
Favored to be one of the two teams in the Super Bowl.
I really thought so. I thought she was going to ride that pony all the way to the championship, but she didn't. Looks like the pony stopped on her, turned into a mule. I don't know. The pony's not going to ride. Okay, let's move a little bit down. Let's go ahead and move down to the Hawks and Sallies, man. What do you think, man? The Hawks and Sal's, right? Hawks and Sal's. You think about it, Flacco, McCoy, Brown, Colston. You think somebody who had that team would be in the championship. You look at those guys, and they've sure ridden that crazy train to Suckville, man. So that has not worked out.
Yes, and
scored some points.
Team
Sports
Sally
Employees.
pulled or squeaked all the way.
He had some
into
great
the playoffs.
matchups. You could, you know, it was like you'd beat one team and he played them. Like it was like that week after week.
I think
Talk about
he was
suck,
like
man.
1-6 in his first 7 games, but he won everything since then.
The Hawks are gonna slip a big steamy deuce on that game right there.
Okay,
So,
maybe 1-4.
whatever. They're terrible. They're terrible. They should not even. I don't know. They're gonna go with the commission down to the lingerie league or something. They're definitely outscored. So let's bring you down. Let's go down to the Sacco. Everybody wants to know who's the Sacco. Who's the Sacco? It's the biggest thing. They don't remember championships, but they remember Sacco. I know. Well, they don't. They remember championships. It gets engraved on the trophy. But we remember the Sacco because we
Yes.
give them hard time.
That's because we were on Sacco teams ourselves when we were playing.
Dash has
football.
never been on a Sacco team. Dash, I can say for Dash, and he likes to talk to himself about it in the third party. Dash has never been a Sacco, or even close. Just saying.
Yeah, well,
So
I
you
disagree
agree
with that.
Yeah, you disagree. Point counterpoint. I get it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that. You know, Becky made the first surgical slide. She drew first blood. She was in there. She scored some monster points out of the Thursday game for her. She did some monster stuff. And that's always good to see. Earl came out and he dominated right out of the gate because he started the defense. He got 10 points. Bam! It's like, you know, boom, he came right on top of
And that put him ahead.
I know, at the start of the game. But live stats show that he kind of losing them all. It's only first quarter.
Right.
He'll do better. Okay, so
He had a total of 50 points last week.
and the week before, no, he did better last week. The first week, he got 49. Damn it! If you're gonna be the fat guy, you better get him better than that. Okay, let's go and talk about the 2 highest projected teams. We go into the king of the losers. Who do you think, man? Because there's the game of the week right there. There's the game that we all should be talking about.
That's
the game
because
everybody's
both
lived,
of
I know,
those
Super Bowls,
teams
whatever,
have higher projections
than
than
anybody else.
any other team
I
in
know
the
it's
league.
crazy. It's weird how that works.
Yeah, but we know how projections are.
Projections hurt, you know. Projections are
Well,
on one hand and doing the other, right? So
I'm
projections
going to go with Smoky Sounds on that game.
I will disagree with you there because I think the Turbo Dogs have a superior team, and they scored the 3rd most points out of the whole thing. They should be up playing for it. They couldn't have beat the other 2 guys, but he would at least been higher up the ladder. But unfortunately, as you know, schedules and you know, that's how it goes. It's unfortunate. That's the way it is, Bob.
Yes, Dash, I realize that's how it is, but I don't necessarily agree with
And that's why
the
we're having this
projection
conversation.
of that game.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's bring it around the horn. Who's going to win? Who's going to be the champion of this league? Let's go ahead and put your projections out. Let's put the money on the table. What are
I
we
say
gonna do?
Texas Sure Shots have been consistent all year long. He's made it all of this way, and I project the Texas Sure Shot to go all the way. Especially if Texans or Cowboys for
Look at mine,
life
whoever plays.
doesn't change his running back, because I still think that Murray is not going to be playing.
I think that the Cowboys for life have a better team with or without DeMarco Murray, and I think they're going to take it all the way home. They're going to be able to. Al cannot continue his dominance. He's going to dominate this first week, and he's just going to blow it out. Because if there is something, once you get more than 30, 40 points ahead of a person, ahead of another team, you're not going to be able to make the cut, especially in this competition at that level.
There's only a 1-point spread in the projections.
Projections mean absolutely nothing in this league. We've proven that week in and week out. Okay, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dash Riprock. This is my co-host,
Bob Frapples.
Bob. I thought you had a better last name than
Frapples. You can call me Mr. Frapples, or you can call me
I thought the
Bob.
desk was going to be higher,
But
man.
don't call me Bob Frapples.
We'll see you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You didn't introduce us at the beginning.
I know. I suck like that. We did it at the end.